Hey friends, it's Tamara Bennett from Southern Adornments Decor. Today I'm going to be interviewing one of our Painters Clubhouse members who's been with me since the very beginning. And when I say the beginning, I mean like 6 years, y'all. She joined way back in 2018 when the Painters Clubhouse was brand new. She has been to every single live event that I've ever done. And she was actually at the Painters Clubhouse Live that I did this past weekend here in Kentucky. And I'm just waiting for her to hop on in just a moment and then we'll chat. I've actually vacationed with her as well. She has a vacation home on Myrtle Beach in a really cool community. And she invited me and a few of the Clubhouse members that have been together since the beginning to come down to the beach and hang out together. And I did that last year in May, and I took my mom along with me. And that was a really great little mom and daughter trip. We hadn't done a trip like that in ages. And so I'm excited to have you guys meet Tamara Gregory. She said, I can see you, but I'm muted. She is here with me. That's strange. Let's see. I wonder if I sent you the wrong link. Tamara. Let me just copy it and send it to you again. Because I wonder if I sent you like I bet I sent you like the viewer link instead of the guest link. So I'm going to send it in Messenger. Let me put this in here. There we go. So she can hop in here with us. We're having technical difficulties as always. I feel like I'm always having technical difficulties right now. It's all the time. Somebody said I'm muted. Can anybody else hear me? Oh, well, you guys are muted because you guys are just showing up as guests inside StreamYard. So you're in StreamYard with me, but as like an attendee or a viewer. Okay. Okay. Deb says she can hear me. She's on Facebook. Selena said it was muted until I enlarged the screen. So try enlarging the screen. Okay, Facebook can hear me. YouTube can hear me. Pam can hear me, and she's in StreamYard with me. So I'm going to say that we're probably good to go. By the way, if you prefer to watch these on Facebook, I am downloading them after they're over and uploading them to my Facebook page because we've been having trouble with that. And if I could ask a tiny favor, would you guys go over and share those after these are over? It might take me a good 5 minutes or so after the live's over to get it uploaded over there. And if you guys could share it when you see it pop in your feed, that would help so much. Because if you did not know, my Facebook page got hacked a couple of weeks ago and we had to start a new one. And we're still trying to rebuild. Hey, Linda, you're still on the road. Are you guys stopping and hiking all along the way on your way home from Painters Clubhouse Live? Oh my. Okay. Let me check on Tamara Gregory and see if she's gotten the link now. Hopefully I sent her the right one. Oh my word. Hello, Elizabeth. Hope you made it home okay. Hello, Suzette. Send this link to your guests. You may also want to share. Okay. So I did send Tamara the right link. Hopefully it's going to work for her now. Enlarging the screen worked. Okay, great. Hey, Judy. So tonight is when the Americana Truck Painting Week starts. So if you have not gotten your supplies together or whatnot, that's okay. You can join us and watch and paint on the replay if you need to. But it's just $10 to sign up. So if you're interested in painting along with us, you can sign up for just $10. I don't know if I've got the link in the video description. Let me look real quick. I don't think I do. So I will drop the link down in the comments for you if you're not already signed up. A lot of you watching probably are already signed up, so that's great. But tonight I'm going to be live inside the Americana Truck Painting Week group, but you'll also be able to come inside StreamYard with me and join me here. And I'll be able to like put your comments up on the screen and things like that. So it's up to you. If you want to watch in Facebook, you can, or you can come and join me in StreamYard. Jacqueline said, I got to meet both Tamaras at the live event this weekend. Great, ladies. Aw, thank you. Nicole said, we're going to keep our fingers crossed that bad weather doesn't come in and we don't lose internet. Yeah. And I'm going to keep my StreamYard fingers crossed is what I was about to say, that StreamYard continues to work and it all works out okay, because technology has been so frustrating lately. But anyway, if you sign up for $10, you're going to get the template download. That's the piece of paper I'm holding there. You can trace that on canvas, on a wood round, on a pizza plate. I don't care, whatever you want to paint on, and join us. You're going to get the supply list with the colors that I'm using, this exact supplies you're going to need. access to a 2-day live video workshop. So breaking this project into 2 days. Day 1, we're going to paint half of it. Day 2, we'll paint the other half. And it's all happening in a private Facebook group where you guys can post your pictures and connect with others. And if you're not into red trucks, there's lots of different ways you can paint this design. I'm excited to see all the ways that these ladies are going to mix it up. We did have some kits available. We still have these, but it is too late to get these in time to paint live with us. But if you're watching on the replay and you know you're going to want to do that, you can still order a kit just after you sign up and pay the $10. It'll offer this on the next page. So, and then, of course, we have our Deco Art paint pack that you can get. All 8 colors are ones that you're going to need, plus black and white. And so that's put together for convenience. And I hope you guys have enjoyed having that, because this is the first workshop we've ever done where we had a paint pack that you could just go buy. Every time you guys have had to like search and find it and all the things. So, hey, Brenda, she said, hey, PC sisters, I made it home on Sunday around 4. I love the Kentucky Live event. Would you guys like it if we did another Kentucky event? We've already been talking about it. Okay, Tamara, give me a thumbs up if you're ready. Okay, I see a thumbs up. I didn't want to like pop you up on the stage if you weren't quite ready for it yet.
Well, I was trying to get it on my iPad, and for whatever reason, it wasn't popping up. But because I can barely see you on my phone, but
that's all right. You know what I look like.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, here I am.
Yeah. Did you make it home from Painters Clubhouse Live? Okay.
Yes, we did. Several stops later, but we had a little bit of a journey because, I was there with Dawn. Dawn is a friend of mine who has been crafting, but she's new to you guys. And so I wanted to introduce her and bring her into the PC family so she could see how everybody, did things. And so on our journey home, we took turns driving. And we stopped at a gas station to use the restroom. And, I brought my little dogs with me.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, I have 2 crazy Frenchies. I mean, they're like beyond crazy. They're crazy. And so I went into the store to go use the bathroom, and she got out of the passenger seat to get into the driver's seat. And Otis jumped in the front seat and locked the door. We were stuck at the gas station with the car running, the air conditioning going, and both dogs were jumping and dancing around in the front seat.
What a nightmare, and far from home. So it's not like you could just say, hey, Jody, bring the second set of keys and let me in my vehicle.
We didn't even have our cell phones. Both our cell phones were in the car.
So what'd you do?
So she went in to call AAA, and in the meantime, I was on the outside, like going, boo, 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 just trying to get them excited, because it doesn't take anything to
get excited right here over the button.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I did. And so Olive ended up hitting the window button and got it down enough to where I could stick my arm in and unlock.
Good girl, Olive. I hope you gave her a treat after that.
Oh my gosh! Lesson learned: do not leave the dogs unattended in a vehicle.
Well, anyway. I heard a vehicle running while you guys were all shopping during the vendor booth, and I was like, whose vehicle is that? And I look out, and I see 2 little dogs' heads in the window. I was like, that's got to be Tamara Gregory's car truck.
Actually, we left them in the hotel.
Oh, well, somebody else brought their dogs.
Yeah, there were a couple of other people that brought their dogs. So, yeah, we left our crazies in the hotels.
Oh, we had such a good weekend. Catherine said, I would love to be able to go when you do it again. I've never been to Kentucky. You had been to Kentucky before, hadn't you?
Yes, to get my husband's hunting dog. We did. We drove all the way to Kentucky. And then we actually went to one of your live events at Christmas.
Right. But that was in a different part of like, you didn't come to my town necessarily, but you were close.
Right. Well, it wasn't much bigger. It was a very small town. It's beautiful out there, though.
Yes. Were you thinking that I lived in the sticks? I think a lot of people thought I lived in the middle of nowhere.
Well, it kind of worried me some that we would meet a transfer trailer on that little road on the way into your house, because there's no lines in the road. There's no light poles lighting the road up. The roads are very narrow, very bumpy. It's like tar poured over gravel, but I guess it's a state maintained road, and everybody is flying down that road. So I'm like, y'all gonna have to slow down for me because I'm not used to driving on roads like this. So
Yeah, the main road that brings you out here is state maintained and it has lines. But then when you turn left to get to my place and then make another right, those two are county roads. And our county does not have hardly any money for roads. So it's like they just go and slap a little bit of tar and chet on it when they need to cover a pothole. And it's like this driving down the road.
yeah, it's crazy. I thought I lived in the country, but I think you have me beat.
Well, we kind of missed our introductions. Tell them a little bit about yourself, where you're from, your painting journey. Give us a little intro.
Sure. So my name is Tamara Gregory, and I am a nurse. I work part-time now, but I did start out full-time. I have been crafting for as long as I can remember. It's not always been painting. It's been woodwork. It has been painting, but it's been woodwork and just a number of little oddball things. So I've done a lot of vending events. And in my search for one of my craft projects, I was looking for a bow. The infamous bow tutorial popped up of Tamara showing us how to make the easiest bow ever. Yep. And so that's how I found Tamara. That was back in, 2017, 2018. And I kind of followed her on Facebook. You know, she was very lively. She was showing some painting techniques. Very addicting to watch, so to speak. And so that's kind of how it started. And I remember her opening up a club called the Painters Clubhouse. And she had opened it up, and all these people were commenting about, all the things that they had learned and how neat it was. And she had only open it up every so often. So as soon as she opened it up the second time, I jumped in, and I've been with Tamara, and I think we kind of figured it was like 2018, July of 2018.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a long time. It's been long enough. I feel like your kids are like part of my family. I've watched Charlie grow. She was like maybe 2, 3.
She was 3 when I started it.
Yeah. And now, you've got Travis, and all of them are like well, not all of them, but you've got one that's driving now. So yeah. I've come to meet your mom and your sister-in-law and your brother and and now Corey. And so I feel like I'm part of the family.
I mean, they feel the same way about you. They all know you. They know Jody. Then they're like, "Come on in," So you're invited to every cookout we ever have, I'm sure.
Yeah. So I've not always been painting. I don't know. I've got a side hustle always going, and I got 2 or 3 in the pot right now rolling. But it doesn't matter what I do. Somehow they all come back to crafting, and I don't know how that happens. We plan on doing a food truck next year, and I don't know how. I guess maybe the outside of my truck, maybe. I might paint the outside of my truck or have some creative idea for a wrap of some sort for the truck. But I've got a clothing boutique. I have beach houses. And yes, even my beach house business has revolved around your business because you have taught so many things that I can apply to other businesses. And so it's not always been painting, but I have stuck with you guys. And it's not just for the skills that I learn or the new things, the new techniques or the new things that come like foils. Like foils was new to me. It's not now. And napkin art, all that's new to me. But all these techniques have came over the years, and I've applied them to decorating the beach houses, to you had subscription boxes. I was using that with my Glowforge at one time. To, oh my goodness, even using your marketing techniques and your advertising techniques, and even this is the one thing that I really, really like about you, is that there's so many people out there, and I know what it's like to get at a vendor event and feel like I've got competition. And you have always made me feel there's enough money out there. There's enough business opportunity out there for everybody. Don't feel like you're competing with the next person. If anything, make friends with that vendor, because you never know, somewhere down the line, she can show you something, or she might have ideas that you can bounce off of one another. And so that's one of the main things I've really liked about you, is that you've not like been very competitive. If anything, you've been very open and been very generous. You're very Christian minded. And I think that in itself has made you who you are and why people love you, because you don't have that, I don't want to say selfish mindset, but it is kind of, I'm going to keep this to myself. You've been very open about what you've allowed us to learn and give opportunities to our own small businesses. And that is one thing I really, really love about you.
Oh, that's like the best compliment. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's just against my nature to not give and not share things. And I mean, it's like Charlie. Charlie would give you the shirt off her back if she knew you needed it. And she will share whatever she has with anybody who needs something. And so I don't know. That's just in me and I can't avoid it. And I remember in the beginning when I was first trying to learn all of this, I messaged another door hanger painter and said, do you mind telling me what kind of wood you use? Because I was just trying to do one at home for myself. I didn't plan on starting a business at that time. I was just like trying to make one for my own door. She said, that's not information I give out to the public. And I'm like, really? Like, okay, I guess I'll figure this out on my own. And that's what I've always done, is just
the Lord has blessed you, for sure. The Lord has blessed you, and not only financially, but with relationships of these ladies. You've got so many followers, and I know you have so many relationships, and that's a lot of people to keep up with. But you've been blessed.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. There were 3 ladies at the event this weekend, like yourself, who've been in for 6 years. And I think there were 6 to 8 other ladies who had been in for 4 years. Look, my kitty has decided to join us. And that was so humbling to me to know that I had people who have been following me and supporting me for 4 to 6 years. And even in the midst of all of this going on right now with my Facebook page getting hacked, technology not playing nice with me and all of this, it has lifted my spirits, and to know that like God's got this, he's in control. Like all I have to do is continue to show up and be myself. And I've got a huge support system already that's continuing to show up for me. And, when it comes to teaching others and giving of information, I look at it like you can't outgive God, right? Like if I held that information myself, that would be selfish. And I feel like God wouldn't bless me if I did that. God's going to bless me if I continue to bless others.
Yeah, I agree. And, Dawn, when your husband prayed before we ate, Dawn said, leaned over and elbowed me. And she said, I've got cold chills. Aww. I don't think she realized this is, even though we don't like push religion during any of these things, we include God with it. And I don't think she was expecting that. She was not expecting to hear Michael pray. Well, for one, she wasn't expecting Michael to be there, period. Your husband supported. Yeah. But I don't think she was expecting Michael to pray either. And so I think, that's huge.
Yeah. You can't force somebody else to have a relationship with God, but you can include God in everything that you do, and your light will shine through you. And maybe that brings other people to God that, have been struggling with their own faith or their relationship with him. And so we definitely try to incorporate that anywhere we can without seeming pushy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I appreciate that.
Well, thank you. Let's see. I did have questions, but I could just talk to you all day long about here, there, and anything. Tell us, like, what does your craft space look like? Do you have a she shed, a craft room? Is it all in a cart?
Well, let me tell you what it did look like. A lot has changed for me. Like a lot has changed for me in the last 8 years. I used to have a 2-story brick house downstairs in the living quarters, which was like a big playroom. It was a massive playroom. Things were lined with file cabinets and storage bins. And in the center, I had 3 or 4 tables, and I would have paint parties down there. And it was kind of my place. I would do tumbler cups. As I said, paint parties. I would just, if I needed something, if I needed a ribbon, I knew exactly where to go. It's not so much like that anymore. However, I am trying to get back to that. My mother passed away January a year ago, and my father is not in the best of health. He's 93 and on hospice services. And so my husband and I made a decision to sell our house and move in with them and take care of them. And because of that, I had my great big house, and then they've got a great big house. And so a lot of my stuff was put in storage. Our basement looks like a hoarders galore. It's terrible. Even my Glowforge is like struggling to breathe. It's there's no room for it. So right now, we've got a lot of stuff that we're still sifting through. I'm still getting through some of my mother stuff and deciding what I'm going to let go and what I'm not going to let go. And if anybody that's lost a parent, that is a struggle, is letting go of those memories. And so it's been tough. Even her closet right now is full of her own clothes. But my goal is to get all the stuff that's piled up in our living area downstairs, because we live in the finished basement part of their house, and my dad and the sitters and the dogs sometimes kind of stay upstairs. Our goal is to eventually, we've got a detached garage, is to eventually get rid of some of the stuff that we don't need, like doubles of everything, double couches, double whatever. And eventually I'll have that room out in the detached garage. Currently, one end of it, now my mother was a crafter as well, and she sewed and she did porcelain dolls. Wow. And so my mom's, she had a room downstairs, a bedroom that literally looked like a sewing shop. I've got bolts. I'm not talking about slithers. I'm talking bolts and bolts and bolts of material. So we have moved all of that material out to the building where my craft room will be. And so it will line the wall. It already goes down one wall and across the other, and it's in 2 levels. There's shelves out there. So it's top and bottom shelves of material, and it goes up 3 tall. It's a lot of material. So I intend to use my Glowforge to try to incorporate like pieces, and then like slowly Mod Podge, calicos and crafting pieces to make door hangers from material. I can sew. I'm a basic sewer. I'm not an expert sewer, but I do sew as well. So there's a lot of material out there. There's lace. I've got a crafting event where I can include my freeze-dried candy. So my goal now is to buy like jeans and shorts, denim, and sew lace on it. And it's really cute, and resell the denim and the lace jeans at the vendor fair. So, but that's the goal, is to move out to the building. It's air conditioned, it's heated. I can put more tables out there, have more paint parties out there. I can bring a sewing machine. I can spread out with a canvas, and just leave it out there. And I don't have to, put stuff up, which is where I'm at now. I have to paint and then put stuff up, and it's a pain.
Yeah. Yeah. And then it makes it where you don't want to actually sit down and paint because it's too much trouble to grab everything out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm surprised you haven't been using some of that fabric to sew cute little outfits for your puppies.
I already have.
I knew it.
I actually have. I started, actually last year I had made some harnesses, and so I'll have to send pictures.
Well, I knew last year when I was with you in Myrtle Beach, we went to that festival where they had those booths set up, and you bought outfits for Olive.
I actually use those for patterns. And
good.
Yeah, I use those for patterns. So Olive has got a couple little cute frilly, they look like little skirts, and they've got a crinoline under them, so they're fluffy and they fluff up. But yeah, I've done that. That's time consuming. I like crafts that are easy and quick to fix.
Don't we all? Yeah, I like a quick win.
Yeah.
I just noticed, does your shirt say it's a good day to make art?
It does.
I need that shirt. That is so cute.
This is a Temu special.
I'll have to find it and get me one. I haven't been on Temu for a hot minute. I got kind of addicted to it there for a bit, and then I got away from it because I couldn't quit feeding the fish on that little game. So I just didn't open it up for months.
Oh my goodness.
But
well, yeah, that's what my craft room looks like now. It's the junk room, but I'm eventually getting out to a detached garage.
Well, thankfully, y'all can't see the rest of my craft room because the table that's on the back wall over there is full of junk. And it's just, I've only got this little space right here cleared enough to work for right now.
I believe it. Mine, that sounds like mine.
Yeah. Let's see. What other questions do I have? If you could go back in time and give yourself advice when you were just starting out painting, what advice would you give?
What advice would I give?
Were you painting before the Clubhouse?
Yeah, I actually, I had to take an elective for nursing school to get my bachelor's degree. And I actually took a painting class. And I had more time to paint then, even though I was studying. And I had a hard time with people. So I would probably, if I had more time, because I've got my hand in so many things right now, I probably would have taken more classes to do people and animals.
Yeah, because I struggle with the eyes when I'm doing anything. And I struggle with making like the fur look natural on pets. Like it always looks like it's going the wrong direction or not laying naturally.
Yeah. So, and I think that only comes with because I am so busy. Like I help take care of my dad. I'm at the hospital working. I have a boutique at a consignment store that I maintain, and I also have door hangers as well as new clothes in it and other crafts. I do vendor events just about every Saturday.
I don't see how you have time to actually be a nurse and work.
It's part-time and it's at night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I work nights at the hospital. And then I do freeze-dried candy.
Yeah, Tamara's the one who got me hooked on the freeze drying, if y'all didn't know. I was messaging her all the questions back in December. I'm like, I'm thinking about asking for one for Christmas, and I had so many questions.
Yep. Definitely an investment if you garden or homestead. Definitely. It's well worth it. Even if you don't do candy, it's amazing how long, if you prepare your food correctly, how long these things will preserve food.
I keep thinking I'm going to have a garden, but every time I've done one, I just don't dedicate the time to really maintaining it. And it gets overrun with weeds and the zucchinis wind up this big. And I don't go out there often enough to take care of it. So I've decided that since I have this freeze dryer this year, I'm going to go to like the farmer's market and bless those people by buying their fruits and vegetables and preserve them each week. And that's better than me having to do the gardening work.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And if you can get stuff on sale, that helps out too.
Yeah. Everybody's talking about freeze-dried candy. Y'all, fruit is what I'm hooked on. The freeze-dried pineapple is probably my number one favorite.
I don't know if you can see this, but I just went to Walmart and bought. Can you see?
Oh, wow. Pineapples.
16 more pineapple. I got to cut them up and put them in the freeze dryer.
Did they think you were crazy at the checkout with 16 pineapples in your cart?
I had a couple people tell me that they want to go where I'm going because they said whatever I'm cooking, look, it's going to be good. I said, well, I'm not cooking. I'm freeze drying it. So,
well, tell me what. I know this is off topic, but tell me what I'm doing wrong with grapes. Only some of my grapes, and I'm slicing them in half, but only some of my grapes are getting dry enough. Am I just not drying them long enough?
You're probably not drying them long enough. And if you're laying them flat to where the air can't get to the inside.
No, I've got them flat side up.
You're probably not drying them long enough. Just add more dry time.
Okay. Well, the first pineapple I did kind of turned out like that too. And so I added like another 24 hours of dry time and that solved it. So.
Well, I can tell you canned pineapple, it will not be the same as fresh pineapple. Sugar to it crystallizes when it gets hot. And it like foams up and makes this crunchy, nasty. It doesn't do well. The sugars in the can really affect it.
My son Brett's addicted to the apples.
Yeah, they're good.
He could sit and eat those like potato chips.
Cantaloupe's good.
Ooh, I don't like cantaloupe, but my mom does. I may have to try that for her. Well, it's been fun catching up with you, Tamara. We are opening the Painters Clubhouse later this week, actually starting today for our workshop members. And so if anybody's thinking about joining the Clubhouse and you want to be a part of a community like this, I mean, Tamara and I are good friends. We text each other pretty regularly now. She's been in the Clubhouse for 6 years, and You're not just learning to paint. You're becoming a part of a community and a sisterhood. And we joked this weekend that Tamara has been evangelizing the clubhouse because every live event she comes to, she brings a friend that has never heard of us before.
Yeah, and I tried, like, this past time Jody would have came with me, but Dawn wanted to go. So Jody was going to come, but it was also turkey season.
Yeah.
But yeah, I try to go to every live event there is. It's kind of it's a me time. It's a reward to me. It's what do you call it?
Self-care.
Self-care, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, because you leave feeling like uplifted and encouraged and just lighter.
Yeah. And I get to see my friends. You guys are not just
Mm-hmm.
virtual. You guys are like real people. And, you all have real situations, just like Pam, with her situation.
Mm-hmm.
And, you just, Painters Clubhouse in Southern Adornments is more to me than just crafts at this point. Yes, you guys have helped me with my business, but it is a community that even though you have outside friends, you have people that you can make contact with and share things that maybe you wouldn't necessarily with a close friend.
Yeah.
Or maybe you just needed a virtual getaway just to kind of shut down the outside world and like focus on something else. Or maybe you just need a little kick in the butt to get going on crafts, and you just, maybe they actually have videos that people are organizing and cleaning, and they're to motivate people to clean. And
Yeah.
so you're kind of like that. You're a motivator to make me get off your butt and go paint something. So
Yeah. I love that analogy. That's awesome. Yeah, because sometimes we just want to like have a distraction from whatever we're stressed about that day, or we've had a busy day at work and we just want to zone out for a minute. But sometimes if you get on Facebook and you're just scrolling in the normal Facebook feed, like a lot of times it's like junk. Facebook, I feel like right now is putting junk in the news feed. It's not stuff that I normally want to see. And so if I have a place like the Painters Clubhouse to go, I can scroll and look at encouraging posts and see what people have been painting. And it feels like much better than the regular feed.
definitely. So if there's anybody out there on the line about joining and you've got the extra money and you can do it, I would highly advise it. You will make some great friends. And I've really enjoyed knowing you these last 6 years, you and your family.
Yeah.
So
You feel like a sister from North Carolina.
Yeah. And you know what? You've gained a brother too, because now Jody said, well, you heard Jody that last time you saw him at another live. He said, I heard that voice and I knew who it was. It was Tamara. He's talking about you because I was listening to you on a live.
Yeah.
He was laying in bed and he heard your voice. So yeah. Jody's like part of that group now.
Yeah. I remember that first it was either the first or second I think it was the first Nashville event that I did, the very first Southern Adornments Live. I'm sitting on a bench in the lobby and you and Jody walk in and you're in line to check out. And you said something to him like, I wonder if we'll see Tamara before tomorrow or something, like, if I'll see her out here. And he said, well, isn't that her right there? He heard my voice.
Yeah, that was
like, I'm so sorry that he knows my voice.
Yeah, so he knows you are very, very much a part of my life. So that's funny.
Well, I feel blessed to know you both. And I think it's just cool that like you've brought your husband to some of these events and now our husbands are kind of friends. And like, I don't know, my husband looks forward to seeing you guys again every year at the events when y'all come. So,
well, he'll be at the Smokies.
Awesome.
So he won't be attending and painting, but he'll be there.
Yes. So if you're watching and you're interested in coming to the Smokies with us in November 15th and 16th is the next Southern Adornments live event. It's going to be the biggest one yet. We've already sold over 100 or 200 tickets. Wow. And we're opening up ticket sales again May 3rd through the 12th. So I'm excited. I better get busy planning it. I've only got like 6 months at this point.
Yeah, that's a lot of work.
I was trying to get past this last one in Kentucky. I was like, okay, then I can focus. All right. Well, I will let you go. Thank you for hopping on for a few minutes and chatting about the Clubhouse with me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.